Okay, so function overriding. First of all, we know the meaning of function. We know the meaning of overriding. Overriding simply means changing something which is already created. Okay, and function overriding means, yes, changing the body of function. There are few rules that are needed to be taken care of while doing function overriding. The first one is that there must be inheritance. The second thing is function, or you can say access specifier must be same or higher. The third one is return type must be same. The fourth one is that the function name must be same. And the last one is argument type and number of argument must be same. So by following these rules, that there must be inheritance, the access specifier of the overridden function must be same to the created function or the higher. Now the return type must be same to the created function. The function name must be same, and arguments type as well as the number of arguments must be same. So let us see an example of function overriding basically. So just create a class. Inside the class, what I will do is I will do void display. Let's say it is not a, it is okay, no matter, it's a. Now we will create a function display, and what this function do basically, it prints something. What it prints that I am of class A. Okay, so now what are we doing here? Suppose we are doing inheritance. Class B extends A. We are inheriting the class A into class B. So now this is a parent class and this is a child class, or you can say this is base class, this is derived class. Now void function became also the member of this class because we have inherited from A. Now what I want is, if you go in the class B and write over here public static void main, and I'll just go over here and type string args and write and just simply create the object of class B. So what I will do is I will write b obj is equal to new, or I can simply create an anonymous object because I have only one function over here. So I can just simply do new and then my constructor and then dot display. So what will be the output? The output will be simply that I am of class A, but you want that the display function which is inherited must not say I am of class A, it must say I am from class B. But first let us see the output of this only. So I just go over here and save this inside my F drive in the Java programs. I will save this with main.java. Now we will try to run this. Here I will say Java compiler, compile my main.java file, and it's saying there is some error over here. What is the error? Cannot find symbol system.out.print. Okay, I have written S, that's a mistake. So let me just remove that S here. Just remove that S and then save it. Go over here again compile this, and it will run now. Now I will say Java, and what is the class name? The class name was B, so I will just simply write over here B, enter, and it is saying I am of class A. So here, if you want to change the definition of this display, definition is normally what is in the parent class is inherited to the child class. Now you want that it is inherited, but I do not want to show I am of class A, I want to show I am of class B. you can simply just go over here, just simply write display, come over here and type system.out.print, and you can write over here anything. It means you are changing the body, but the function name and all the rules that we have written just before at the starting of the video are the same and are implied over here. As you can see, the inheritance is there. Okay, now the access specifier is same, default, return type is same, function name is same, number of arguments are same, but if there is no arguments, so we will not put any arguments here. We just change the definition of this function. Now it will say I am of class B. If I save this now, and if I just go over there in my command prompt, again I will say java cmain.java, what it should do, it must say I am of class B. As you can see, I am of class B. Now for the compiler, okay, there is nothing like this function because it is overrided. Override means now for everyone this is the function that exists, not this. Simple. Now it is clear that what a function overriding is. We have followed all the rules over here. So my question is that what is constructor, or you can say, can we do constructor overriding? Can we do constructor overriding here? So if I just remove this, and if I just remove this, for example, here I will write a default constructor. Let me just take a variable which is int a. I declared int a, and inside of it I will assign it with the default value. Let's say a is equal to 10. So I have done this in my default constructor, and I have given a is a to 10. Now this is my default value. Now without doing anything, if I just come over here and try to print the a by making object, what will be the value? I will make the object of class B. So let me just make a object of class B is equal to new B. Okay, now if I just go over here and type system.out.println, or simply print, and write obj dot a, what will be the output? But first, without getting onto the output directly, we just see how it is working. So when it calls its constructor, it goes to its default body. For example, there's something like here. Now it is used to initialize the data members, but before initializing, it goes to here, and this constructor will go up here to the parent class constructor, because inheritance only happens when the members of the parent class gets the memory. If you have something in existence, then you can only give it to someone. If you don't have anything in existence, how can you give to someone? So that the same concept is applied over here. So it goes to here and give the default value a is equal to 10, and that a is equal to 10 is also inherited over here. So now the value will be 10. I just save it, go over here again, compile this, and say java b. As you can see, 10 is over here. So what was my question? My question was, can we do constructor overriding? So the simple answer is no, we cannot do constructor overriding. Why we cannot do constructor overriding? Because constructors are never inherited, and for overriding we need inheritance. That's the one thing, that is the rule. But behind the scene, what is actually happening that we cannot override the constructor? See what is happening over here. If I try to override a constructor, for example, if I just come over here and type a, if I try to override the constructor, let's say a is equal to 20. Now what will happen over here? Let's see. Now I have already told you, when you override something, the old thing does not actually exist for anyone. Now the new thing only exists. So when you type obj dot sorry when you create an object called with b constructor, now it goes over here into its default constructor because you are calling the default constructor. Now before going into the body of this default constructor, it goes to the its parent class default constructor. Now remember, any type of constructor in the child class always calls the default constructor of the parent class. So here, when it goes to here, it first go to the control will always go to the default constructor of the parent class. Now here it will not see this default constructor. Why? Because we have already overridden. So that's an error. We have already overridden the constructor. Now this constructor, now this will find the default constructor over here, but it will not find anything. So that's why it's an error. That's why we cannot do constructor overriding. I will show you. I can just simply go over here in the command prompt and you will see the error. I will go into Java, say main.java. It's saying invalid method declaration, return type required. So basically on the top it's only saying that we cannot do constructor overriding because when the control goes to the parent class, it is unable to find the default constructor over here because we have overridden this. That's why we cannot override any constructor. So that is all with the constructor overriding.